What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and episode 7 of what is otherwise known as your MC500 two-stroke dirt bike build and giveaway, aka Hellfire. My name is Charles, owner of mXrevival and mXrevival.com. And if you caught the last episode, you already saw a sneak peek of the details. You saw the Huga pipe installed, the vapor blasted radiators, all the zinc plated hardware, and we've actually leveled your bike up again, if you can even believe it, because all of your brakes, suspension components, triple clamps are all back from Dean at Fast Blast and Coat, and they look amazing. Maybe better yet, in today's video, we're gonna head over to Fast Blast and Coat. We're gonna show you exactly what we did to get your clamps and brakes and suspension parts looking this good. We're gonna go ahead and start with prep. We're gonna spray. I got to spray my first Cerakote part ever. That'll be pretty fun for you guys, hopefully. Finally, we're gonna throw everything in the oven so it can bake and cure. We even have a little surprise for you guys regarding your hardware, like the linkage pins, the swing arm main pin, your axles, something I've never done on a bike build before. Dean busted out a product I've never seen or heard of, and I think you guys are gonna like it a lot. Better yet, this stuff is yours. Guys, it's going on your MC500 two-stroke build, and I could not be more pumped on how everything turned out. And as always, I have another brand new MX parts giveaway to do in today's episode, so stay tuned for that. Now, before we head over to Dean's Fast Blast and Coat today, we need to spend a few minutes removing the casting flash from your triple clamps. We want them to look as factory as possible, which I think we achieved. So I'm gonna show you guys how I did that. We're gonna show you what tools are involved and hopefully inspire you to do it at home if you have not already tried it yourselves. Some of you may have already caught a sneak peek of this on Instagram, so if you did not and you want to see more behind the scenes of your bike being built throughout the week, not just on these Saturdays, you can go ahead and check out the mXrevival Instagram by using the link in the description below. So first off, removing casting flash, or forging flash, as I have been corrected in the past, is super easy and very budget friendly to do. If you're not familiar with casting flash, it's no big deal. You are about to be, but basically when certain parts on your bike or cars or trucks or whatever are made, when they break out of whatever mold it is they're made in, there is a little line or a little leftover material that we went ahead and buzzed off. So like many of you, mXrevival is no different. We use Cameron's Prime MX cleaning pads when we are cleaning casting flash off of parts. This stuff is also exceptional at cleaning aluminum in general. You can cut with it, you can polish with it, and much like casting flash removal jobs in the first place, these are also very affordable. So the first phase in removing this casting flash from our parts or taking gouges out of your frame, be careful not to take away too much material, we start with the rough cutting wheel. This thing takes metal down pretty quickly. Now, one thing I love about the coarse cleaning wheel specifically is that it's really fun to use because although it does take material pretty quickly, it's also not cutting super fast where you're gonna make a mistake right away unless you're pushing too hard. So in other words, the job is still fun because you're watching your part transform right before your eyes, but it's also not cutting so fast that the job is long and drawn out and boring. Once we're done with a coarse cleaning wheel, we jump over to phase 2, which is the more fine wheel. Now the fine pad is awesome because it's gonna do two things. First, it's gonna remove some of the lines that the more coarse wheel leaves in the part. The second thing the fine wheel is gonna do is it's going to leave a very bright finish on whatever part it is you're working on. The contrast between the appearance the two different wheels make on the part is pretty vast, so you'll be able to see exactly where you're going. This is going to give you a chance to get the part very uniform. Just keep an eye on any high spots or low spots, and if you need to jump back to the coarse wheel for a minute, don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay. At this point, it's not a race. This is all about patience and doing your very best job to get your parts looking super trick. Perhaps one of the most important things about using these pads, guys, you only get one set of lungs and one set of eyes. So make sure you wear a dust mask and some safety glasses because not only do bits of the wheels tend to fly off and hit you in the face, but you're also making a lot of dust flyings, and you do not want that stuff in your eyes or your lungs. Can't build bikes if you're dead, so protect yourself. Now that you guys know a little bit more about that specific product, the Prime MX cleaning wheels, check out their website. I'll leave a link below. Cameron also makes a ton of different sizes. Little ones, flap wheels, these ones go on drills. They're even coming out with brand new frame tape for the old two-strokes. These are sweet, Cameron. Thank you for sending me these. These were a complete surprise, and they are for my 06 RM250 back there. What's even cooler is that Cameron's even got the older models covered, the 96 through 2000. You can't get that anywhere else, so be sure to check out the grip tape. Be sure to check out all the different size cleaning wheels, and Cameron also has a bunch of cool adapters for front end swaps if you want to make your old bike look new with a new front number plate and a front fender. So check it out, link below. So Cameron at Prime MX, thank you very much for sponsoring today's video. If you guys, my viewers, know how the MX parts giveaways, they usually start with a little bit of background on something I really like to use, and they segue right into me giving that product away to you guys. So yes, you guessed it, guys, in today's video, I am giving away 2 sets of Cameron's 6-inch prime cleaning wheels. Now, if you've already entered to win Hellfire, you guys are in the running for all the MX parts. If you haven't, all you got to do is go ahead and donate to win Hellfire. That's automatically going to put you in the running for all these MX parts giveaways. I do a new one every single time you see a new Hellfire episode drop. Huge props to my guys that won episode 5's Stuck Nuts Thread Locker giveaway. Unfortunately, if you guys are watching this video, yesterday I picked 2 lucky winners for our brand new full custom DecalWorks graphics giveaway that was for episode 6. So definitely stop missing out. Those kits were $300 a pop. And guys, don't worry, when you get entered to win Hellfire, these giveaways are going to keep on heating up. I have obviously so much more to show you. I have Electron carbs to give away. I've got some Slacker sag scales from Motul and so much more. We're gonna get pretty spendy real soon, so go ahead and enter while the competition is still low. mXrevival.com, link below. All right, guys, now that our casting flash is removed and we've got today's giveaway out of the bag, it's time to head over to see Dean at Fast Blast & Coat. We're gonna show you exactly how this is done. Like I said earlier, we'll start with prep, then we'll go ahead and throw these in the blast cabinet, show you how to etch these bad boys, we'll spray them, and we'll bake them. We're also going to show you how to get these trick logos on your braking systems as well. Dean has a little trick up his sleeve for this brushed look. And as promised, we also have a little surprise on your hardware. So let's head over to Fast Blast & Coat, see how it's done. All right, everybody, we are back with Dino and the boys at Fast Blast & Coat. What do we have on the bench today, my friend?
Oh, just more of your crap.
My crap. Yeah, I seem to bring a lot of that in. It actually is, it is a good chunk of stuff. We all appreciate what you do for our builds.
It's always a lot of stuff, but it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Especially for you, man.
Thank you.
It's as I'm doing this stuff, I just think of how much I enjoy, you know, doing this because it's for you.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That is so heartfelt.
And all your fantastic viewers.
Yeah. Well, they love you too. I know you're being somewhat serious and somewhat funny, so we do all appreciate you. You are one of the reasons this bike is so badass. Same with the last one. So what's going on here? We got some more concrete?
Yeah, so we already did that in concrete. Everybody kind of knows what that looks like. But we made a little boo-boo here. As you can see, we missed a spot. I think I sprayed this assembled with something. I think the cases go right there.
Yeah, the 500 cylinder is so large that it overhangs that primary cover, which is not the case with a regular sized engine, if you will.
Yeah, so my bad. So we'll redo that one.
Yeah, it's all good. Not a problem at all.
So yeah, these are really simple. We're just going to blast all these. These are all going to be concrete. Everything here is going to be concrete.
Yeah, and I'm working today, right?
And you're blasting all this.
I'm going to go ahead and prep and blast all this stuff. So I'll put this in the cabinet with you guys today. I'll throw the chest rig GoPro on, and you have 2 separate piles of stuff. What's the stuff in the back segregated for?
So obviously this stuff is sensitive to blasting, so we like to plug all this stuff. So this is going to require some prepping before we start blasting.
Yeah, all these items have some sensitive areas, so to speak.
Yeah, we'll plug both those holes. We'll plug the piston bores. Yeah. Same with these. Plug. We'll protect all that stuff so the bores don't get chewed up.
Awesome. Now, once these are done in the concrete, there are little Brembo symbols on these. What's kind of the plan with that?
We're going to brush every one of those. We'll brush the cement color off of those, and they'll look like the side case on the BRC.
Basically, those will be nice and shiny, guys. They'll be the concrete color with the Brembo logos popping back out.
A lot of them are easy. This one's going to be a challenge because it's round.
You get a concave on that Brembo logo
flat.
there.
This will be easy. You got little baby ones here. So yeah, all the Brembo logos will be brushed and look really cool.
Cannot wait. And then guys, this is the final phase of your clamps too. We did the casting flash together before we came over to Dean's today, and I'm excited to see how these come out.
Those will look sweet.
These were definitely some of the easier clamps to use Cameron's prime pads on because they're so flat all the way around, and they don't have like a rough
there's no
texture
rough cast
to them,
at
so you don't
all.
end up with like one type of finish and 2 types of finish that the media can't smooth out all the way, where the media on this is going to be
it'll blend all that in,
uniform.
and then the coating will make that all uniform and look really cool.
Absolutely. And you got one more trick up your sleeve, something we've never done together before. And we're going to do something with the hardware, if you wouldn't mind explaining to the peeps.
You brought me this, and you wanted it black, which I think will look really cool. I think you said the linkage stuff is going to be vapored, or?
Yeah, the linkage is just like the clamps. We got the casting lines removed and it's vapor blasted.
Okay.
And then before Dean gets into what he's going to do with these, the reason we're doing this is because I had hoped to zinc plate these and maybe even chemically blacken them like you guys have seen me do. But when I started toying with these, they're ferrous, meaning they're magnetic, but when I put these in the muriatic acid to strip the plating, it's not zinc. So I don't know if that's a coat of nickel or a coat of stainless or what, but I hit it with the wire wheel.
This could just be 100% stainless.
Dude, I don't know, but I thought stainless was non-ferrous. So that's what's kind of throwing me for a loop.
No.
I don't really know. It's not? It's still magnetic in some cases? Well, at any rate, the wire wheel started to peel off or flake off this coating on these. So I was like, shoot, we need to get Dean in on this, as much as I didn't want to bring him bolts to coat, because I think that's kind of screwed up. But
no, it's okay.
It segued into what you're about to tell me about, something exciting, actually.
So it will look really cool, the contrast between the bolt head and the vapor blasted linkage. But instead of just coating them black just for appearance, why don't we actually use a product that will help this pivot bolt do its job, which is, you know, we obviously lubricate these bolts.
Yeah.
So why not add some actual dry film lubrication to the bolt itself? So that's MicroSlick. It's a dry film lubrication, and it's black. So you want it black. So it'll serve two purposes. It'll black them out, but it will also add lubricity to the surface of the bolt.
Perfect.
So in theory, you could run these dry, which you wouldn't want to, but you could, because the coating is going to provide the lubrication.
That's cool. I never heard of that stuff before, and we're kind of killing two birds with one stone. We got some functionality as well as some appearance upgrades in that regard. So
yeah,
excited to try that.
Yeah, you'll keep them from rusting, lubricate them, and they'll be black and look cool.
Nice. And you told me you compared it to a Vertex piston.
Yeah, if you've seen the Vertex piston on the skirt of the piston, they're black. That's a dry film lubrication that they put on those.
Real similar.
So real similar. Product.
Cool. Right on. And if you guys haven't seen a Vertex piston, I'll throw one up on the screen. But the BRC engine, next episode with Uncle Tony, it actually has a Vertex piston, so you will see that coating, just for reference.
And we can do that on pistons. If you had a piston that didn't have the dry film on the skirt, we can put that on the skirt.
Okay, you've shown me this in the past, and this is different than the heat expelling coating.
Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Completely different. There's a heat dissipating coating that I would use on, say, a radiator. If you want to black out your radiators, your aluminum radiators, we can put a heat dissipating coating on it.
Yeah, rather than paint, again, which would trap it.
Yeah, a functional coating, again, that will turn them black if you want that appearance, but actually have a function of getting rid of the heat off the radiator.
Yeah, that's killer. A lot of value for the customer in that, too.
Cerakote makes a lot of really cool products, so yeah, we try to find the right product to match the need. So
I think you've done it. And today we're going to take everyone through a little step-by-step of the prep, aka the blast cabinet, and then let's see, how does it go? Blast cabinet, and then it gets gassed out.
Yep.
And then
blast, gas, make sure there's no oils that are going to puke out of this stuff. If there is, we'll touch it up. We'll hit it with some acetone or brake cleaner, and then reblast that section, and it's ready for coating.
Cool. Spray and bake.
Yeah, spray and bake.
Fast blast and coat.
You got it.
Right on. Let's do it. All right, guys, we are in first-person shooter mode. We have the GoPro on my chest. We're going to go ahead and start taking these over to the blast cabinet and prepping them with, I believe it was garnet sand, if I remember correctly. And that will be step one in this coating process. All right, time to load it up. Got the clamps in there. Primary cover already. This thing is nice and clean, man. Looks good.
It's about wore out.
Oh, is it? Do you think it'll get me through what we're doing?
It'll get you through, but it would work better with a new nozzle.
Be a little faster.
Because I know we have spares.
Okay, cool. It happens. All right, guys, I am really excited about this. Obviously, everything is really cool, but I'm stoked to see this. I don't often do the casting flash removal on clamps. I have been a little lazy in the past, I'll be honest. Or if there's a rough texture like I mentioned a minute ago on top, and you burn the sides with the pads and end up with two different consistencies, this media isn't going to get both finishes exactly alike. So I don't like the breakaway. That's part of the reason I've been lazy with this, but we're gonna go ahead and close this clamshell up and get blasting. All right, let's get her moving. All right, guys, let's check this out so I can show you little piece. Definitely wear a mask when you're doing this. Took mine off for a second, try not to breathe that stuff. All right, so here is a clamp that I just blasted. You can see how uniform this looks now. Basically, you can't tell what was what from before. This is no longer shiny, this is no longer stock, so when this gets coated, it's going to look so good. Super uniform, very smooth across the board. And here's the other clamp. This is where we were just a second ago, so you can see massive contrast. Not only here in this clamp from the Prime MX pads to stock, but after the blast cabinet, totally different look. So what you're trying to do is rough the piece up so that the coating sticks to it. It's almost like primer if you were going to primer something before you painted it. So consider the blasting and the roughing up a bit of a primer, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these pieces and we'll be good to go. All right, guys, I've got the clamps done. So we'll get those out. Oops, got to pull these outwards so they don't get stuck next time we close it. Get the clamps out and over to Dean. Don't breathe that stuff, don't do it. These guys are ready to go. Very uniform. Next step, I'm gonna get degreased and I will keep blasting in the meantime. This is my little stash diaper, yeah?
That's your done pile.
All right.
And there's everything plugged and ready to go.
Oh yeah, let's see what you did.
You got to be careful is just, you know, we don't want to blast like at full pressure, like right on the tape.
For sure. Yeah, don't lift it if I can help it.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
Cool. Awesome. These look great. So there you go, guys. These are, they're plugged. Can't get any stuff in the bores.
Everything's plugged.
Plugged it up.
Taped.
Yep. Looks good. All right, I will get to those next. Thank you. All right, guys, we are all done. This is the last of it right here. Got some pieces of brakes, clutch slave, get some of this media off, go set these down with the rest of the parts and check them all out. A lot quieter on this side for sure. All right, so lay these down, got the clutch, brake master cylinder, rear brake, and slave. So that is all the parts. They are all prepped, ready for the next step. Dude, you don't know how tough Cerakote is until you have to blast Cerakote off. That was kind of a bear.
It's pretty tough. It does come off though.
Definitely it was put to the test much more than like on a dirt bike getting hit by little sprays of dirt and this and that. So what you got going on there?
So this is how I've learned to mask and get a good clean line.
Yeah, so like a little file?
Yeah, just a little file, just etch the end and the tape comes off.
Yeah.
Rather than a razor blade, I usually just, my razor blade, I end up having little hangnails on the tape.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just never get a really clean line, so.
That's much more consistent right there.
Yeah, I just tape that right on the edge, just scratch the tape. And
nice.
then voila, look at that.
Yeah, like literally none of this stuff that you masked for me, the blast came off. It looks exactly the same as it did a few minutes ago. I was blasting down to kind of stay away from the edges, but
you don't
still
want to blow the tape off.
Looks killer.
But see, there's a quick little
nice clean break.
Nice clean line on the tape.
So we're gonna do that piece in today's video, and you got a little bit of a plot twist for me.
I do.
What's the deal?
Guess what?
What's that?
You're gonna become a certified Cerakote applicator.
A fast blast and coat certified Cerakote applicator.
We're gonna teach you how to do it here.
Yeah.
And you're gonna spray this piece.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'm excited. I was telling Dean I can't wait to put it back in the blast cabinet after I screw it up and we can shoot it 3 times.
I think you're gonna do just fine.
I think so too. All right, you got your part hung in there.
Yeah, we got Juan mixing up some paint.
Yeah.
And we're just gonna set this here for a second until he gets that done. And then we're gonna get you ready to paint.
Yeah, okay, the hook on the bottom is for hand control.
Hand control, so see I can move that anywhere I want. If you let them hang, you can do it like that. I can turn it from here too. So, but eventually what we're gonna do
is rotate.
We do flip them, because even though we're spraying and we're doing our best to get everything, we're always going to miss something. You'll always find something.
So you'll flip it over like so.
Flip it. Yeah, and then now we can use this to navigate around.
Nice.
And see any spots that we missed this direction.
Yeah, it's a way to have control without touching the wet part.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So we'll do a little flipperoo.
All right.
But this way seems like a good place to start right there. You can even use this right here. You can hold that. I know that looks funny, but
yeah. I was trying to resist. Yeah, I like your grip on that, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, it's a nice 2-finger.
Been practicing that. Where's Tony when you need him? All right, man, you got to give me a little rundown.
Okay, so every part that we do, we check our gun. We make sure we got a nice oval pattern.
Okay.
If you had like an asteroid, you know, like a dot with a tail,
yeah,
then there's something wrong with your tip.
Okay.
But we got a nice oval pattern.
Yeah, doctor says the same thing, actually.
Yeah. So I was telling you before, so when you go to spray this thing, it's got air.
Okay.
And it's got material.
Kind of like you got like a prime stage with
yeah,
air leak?
So you always want the air to run. So it always is going to sit like right there, and when you want material, you just give it one more pull.
Okay. A little bit like taking photos.
Yeah, and then, so you got to look at the part and like map out like how am I going to coat this thing. So remember I told you we're going to go an up and a down motion.
Yeah, if you're spraying from the top down, point the gun down, and vice versa if you're going up.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we'll map that out by we're going to come up this way, we're going to go down that way. We're going to basically focus on the edges.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and we'll start to hit all this hard stuff up in here and then coat the whole face.
All right. So how many passes should I give this thing?
So there is a recommended mil thickness at 1 mil. I've done it enough where my speed and my tempo, I know when I make 2 passes, I'm right about 1 mil.
Okay. And can you get this stuff to drip like a rattle can?
If you, yeah, it'll drip. But the gun atomizes it so well, it's almost hard to.
Okay.
Guess, you know?
Got it.
But it will. So you do have to be careful. But so you'll come down, you'll come up, across here, go back, down, up, and then we'll start working on this weird stuff here, make sure all that's coated. Everything we can see from up top, and then we'll flip it.
Okay.
And we'll do that side.
Sounds good. What's a recommended distance away from the part, would you say?
So I want to be about 6 to 8 inches.
Okay.
Coming through like that. I'll be like that, like that, like that. So what's that, about 6 inches or so. This is probably my speed, you know, something like that.
All right.
So the gun's going to feel kind of weird in your hand. So if you want to, you know, try the air and material on the wall like that.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you could actually make a full pass down the wall. You can kind of go up and down and see how that feels.
All right.
And then we'll throw paint on the part.
Cool. Sounds good. Careful, man. That thing's pointed right at you.
It sure is. It likes you. And then pull the trigger and go. Yeah.
Like so?
Not bad, not bad.
Yeah, a little heavy right there, maybe.
That's okay.
Rotate to,
yeah.
Works.
Yeah. Okay. Now you can see the top where you obviously missed. Yep.
Oh,
now let's look at the front and you'll see the stuff that we kind of missed when you did your side. You can see you need to get all that and all that. So we got to hit it. We got to hit the gun from the top.
Okay.
Because we need to get that lip and probably in here some more. And then we literally are going to paint the front of it.
Okay. Cool. I don't think I got this either.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. See how it's laying down?
Yes. I just hit all the spots I haven't been, huh?
Yeah. Hit everything you don't see material. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to basically pretend like this thing is just flat.
Okay.
And I want you to go up and down and up and down and up and down across the whole thing.
Cool. All right.
Come down in front of the gun. There you go. What's called like a 50% overlap.
That's it. Am I certified?
Certified.
All right. Your one and only piece. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Congratulations. What up? You missed it, bro. I just became a certified applicator.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sick. Side business or what?
All right, guys, we are in the oven. This thing is going to go ahead and bake, get cured, and it will be done very soon. It is time.
It's time.
It is
the big
time.
reveal.
Yep, you got the love glove. Look at that. Crazy the temperatures that tape can
It didn't melt.
stand up to. Look at that.
Whoa, Charles, you
Look
did
at
it.
that. I am certified.
You did it.
Put the nail in the coffin. Next up, boys and girls, we're going to go ahead and get down on some concrete gray. Same color for all these parts. Dean is going to show us a magic trick on all of these Brembo logos. And then, of course, we have wherever the bolts are over here. That friction reducing coating will go on all those bad boys. Then a little bit more black stuff. All right, guys, check this out. Second batch of parts came out amazing. Absolutely love it. Those clamps are looking killer. A few lines in there from the pads. Dean says when the parts are dark, you can kind of pick that up, although from about a foot away, as you can see, not very visible. It will work. Dean did a killer job brushing all the Brembo logos, and we're going to go ahead and get into, as promised, that with each other right now on some other parts Dean saved and did not clean the B logos off yet. So there's the man himself, hard at work. What do we have over here that we're
Charles.
Oh yeah, it's me.
I thought I smelled something.
Oh, come on, man.
It smelled like beef and cheese.
Yeah, you smelled primal male is what you smelled. What you got?
We're gonna finish brushing these little logos here.
Yeah, I like that you saved a really good
I'm
one.
gonna save the
for
best
last.
one for last.
Yeah,
That one will look the best. These other little ones are little piddly ones,
Yeah,
but they still look cool. When
yeah, they
they're
look
done.
great. It's a really high detail item on the small ones, in my opinion, because you find them sort of on accident. They look killer.
Yeah.
Great job. So, you ready to start, or you got something else? You got a hammer out?
We're
First.
prepping your axles and linkage bolts, and we're gonna spray that micro slick on there.
Okay.
So we're getting that ready right now.
All right.
We'll shoot that, and we'll let that cure.
Okay.
And then we'll jump on this.
Nice. So that'll be drying while we are
Yeah.
burning bees.
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay, you got some prepped hardware in there. In the
Prep
booth.
hardware, ready to go. I'm
Right
gonna put some paint in the gun.
All right. So here you go, guys. This is what they look like, all prepped, much like the aluminum pieces. Is this prepped with the same sort of stuff?
Yeah.
Same sand?
Yeah, we just need to put a light profile on it.
Something to grab onto.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
So this stuff is like water.
Yeah. Was that already like
So
pre-mixed,
it
or you have to add?
sprays. Yeah, this one doesn't require a catalyst.
Okay.
This stuff is a little bit different to spray.
And you were saying this one's an air cure,
Yeah.
so these bolts will be hanging and drying while we are
Hanging and
burning
drying.
bees off brakes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. How long does something like that take to dry?
About an hour.
Okay, pretty quick.
To the touch, anyway.
Okay.
And then you'll probably want to let them sit overnight.
All right.
Before you start greasing them up and putting them in.
For sure.
Like I say, it's not the prettiest black, but it's a functional coating, not really an appearance coating. So
All right.
almost has a kind of like a grayish.
Yeah, well that works with the bike.
And this stuff only goes on at a 1/2 mil.
Okay.
So I went a little heavier on the head, but actually where it's gonna go through the sleeve, one pass for me is 1/2 mil. So
Yeah, I imagine that stuff will be off in pretty short order too, right? In the areas where you don't see it anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's about it.
very cool. That's going to be a sweet contrast against the Vapor, I think.
Yeah.
Something different. All right, you handle those bolts. Super easy, super
the
fast.
bolts, they're done. Yeah, super simple. Trying to do this. I literally do these by hand. Trying to do this without nicking, the other spot on the caliper.
Bit of a patience game.
Yeah, we'll just go around this thing.
And I wasn't sure either. I didn't know if this was like something Prime MX pad on the buffing wheel or
literally do it by hand with sandpaper.
Okay.
Something anybody could do at home.
Well, we appreciate you sharing your knowledge, tips, and tricks with everyone. A lot of guys, honestly, still, for some reason, they don't share things. So it's a treat for everybody to get to see, get everyone inspired to work on their
like
stuff.
I said, I feel kind of funny because it's really nothing that fancy, but you know, it's little details like this that make the difference. You know, anybody can coat the thing, but why not make it cooler?
Yeah, I mean, most things are that way, man. You know, you get really good at it to the point where you don't think about it as cool anymore, you know?
Yeah.
But for somebody else, you're showing them something they've never seen.
You know, it's something you really, you know, you don't notice until you get up close to the bike. And then you start picking up all these little details.
Mm-hmm.
We call it giving a shit.
There you go.
So we want it to look cool. So
definitely, yeah. You stack all these little details together, you end up with something pretty remarkable, I would say.
So that's basically it. There's a couple ways we can do it. You know, you can use a sanding block. I do have smaller ones of these.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you know, a flat surface so that you're not, you know, rolling over the edge and like scratching the caliper.
Mm-hmm.
But since this is so small, I kind of made like a mini sanding block. I took my adhesive back sandpaper. This is 320, I believe.
All right.
And I just kind of rolled it into and it's kind of a rigid little block.
What you got in the middle of it, like a piece of cardboard, or?
No, I just folded it over on itself and made it kind of.
It's sturdy
hard.
enough.
Yeah, it's
Nice.
pretty stiff. So now I can just start doing it. And you want to go one direction. You don't want to go in circles or anything. You want to go one direction.
Keep the brush lines all uniform.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And then the Cerakote will actually start to load up in the sandpaper itself, and then stop being effective anymore. So you got to get a clean side.
Okay. Starts to kind of skip off the part a little bit.
Yeah, it just gets to the point where it doesn't really sand anymore. The Cerakote's so tough, like it comes off and just fills the sandpaper.
I see.
And I'm kind of getting to that point again where it's not really doing anything. But you can see where we're going.
Yeah, it didn't take
there's
a terrible amount of time.
There's the sandpaper. I just flip it over to a fresh side.
Get back after it.
Then sometimes I'll reverse it, but I'll still say the same grain direction.
Just
see
180.
See how when I'm pushing this direction, there's that little weird spot there. And now if I go this way, it'll start to get that one.
I gotcha. Keep it uniform.
Just like the direction of the pressure. See how I tried to go the direction of the, like, I don't know, I just like the way that looks going this way. Like you can brush it any direction.
Yeah, you're talking about with the
but
open.
I'm kind of like going with the open part.
Yeah.
Like trying to make it.
For sure. No, that's another little special detail.
There it is, brushed.
That's it.
So we peel this off and blow it off.
Ah, it's gonna look awesome.
And then we are done. Bingo.
There she is. What do you guys think?
Just take minutes.
Awesome.
And it's a big difference, I think.
Huge difference. That's so beautiful. Nice contrast.
And I actually think that a brushed finish looks better than a polished one. Because if it's mirrored, it'll reflect the color, and then you won't see it as well.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
When it's brushed, it kind of has its own look.
All right, let's add it to the parts bin. Another badass piece by Mr. Dean at Fast Blast and Coat. Oof. Guys, you're gonna win this bike. Crazy. Another one done.
That's a good one.
Nice and shiny. Now we're gonna see that grand finale.
Grand finale.
The Big Daddy. That is going to look so sick.
So this one's like really important. So again, you can use these, right?
Yeah.
But you can see how that's like almost could be taller than the letters. So if you start going like that, you're gonna rip the paint off that edge. So you got to be really careful of that edge, this edge. So
easy to bump on accident.
I'm gonna tape everything. I'll probably use the block. but I'm gonna just use the edge of the block. And this normally stick that way so I can see what I'm doing. So I'll use the edge of the block like that and just go like that.
It's a patience game.
Yeah. There is, you know, another tool you can use. You can use a mini grinder. But those will put like swirl marks in it that it will take a while to get it out with the block.
Yeah, and you end up back at the block anyway.
Pretty much. So, I mean, this can be used. I use this in some cases. There's sandpaper ones. There's Scotch-Brite discs for these.
Yeah, Cameron even makes bits for those.
Yeah, these tiny ones are great. I normally use, you know, the 2-inch one on a lot of stuff, like cleaning gasket surfaces and stuff.
It's also probably
but
good to note that that thing
one.
is wicked fast, especially
Super
for
fast.
what you're doing here. So you
make a mistake.
Yeah, you could take some
happens
material
quick.
away, serious amounts of material.
Yeah, like I said, these are the riskiest parts. That edge right here. So when I'm going like that and I'm pushing down, I'm putting pressure. That's where it's going to hit first, like that edge right there.
Is that because, like you said a few moments ago off camera, the edges don't really take
and the edges don't
coating
hold
very well?
any coating, yeah, because that sharper edge. So on something like that, if I'm worried, you know, I'll stick another little piece on there.
Double bag it.
Yeah, just in case I roll over that edge and then put too much pressure and get through the tape.
Perfect.
So, pretty confident that will work.
All right.
And this isn't the cleanest, but let's see if I can get some material going.
Almost done?
So
that's pretty much it.
I don't see any marks on there, so I think we're done.
Sharp.
More gooder?
Oh, it looks so good.
Okay.
Killing it.
Let me see that B. Does that B look like it's got some dark stuff on it?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah?
On the lower half, huh?
I kind of see something
Like
right in here.
Yeah.
Let me hit that one a little more.
Alrighty. That's the finishing move right there.
Is it gone?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks gone.
Shiny.
Sure,
Yeah.
you can paint it, but that's the way it should look.
What do you guys think? Came out tits. All right, let's go ahead and check on the bolts. Kind of flashed over a little bit, as Dean would say. Very cool color, I think. Dean says this is not a very attractive gray. It does look a lot like the Vertex piston. I think this stuff is going to look really cool. Sticking out of vapor blasted parts and the undercarriage of this bike. Especially, we went ahead and kept the nuts. Oops, touched it. Probably shouldn't have done that. The nuts zinced, so just a little pop on the tail end of those. Looking forward to seeing that. Well, I turned around for 2 seconds and Dean had already jumped in and bagged up all these parts. Nice and clean, everything is organized. Love it, man. Dino, where are you?
Hey,
Thank you so much for showing everybody all your magic tricks and
you are welcome.
for taking care of Hellfire.
As always, yeah.
What's next
I
for you
want to
today?
see this sucker. I think this one is actually, I think I'm liking this one better than the YZ. I don't know
agree.
why.
I agree.
There's just something about it.
It's current model year. It's
Yeah.
2023. You know what's different though? I was telling Tony, the only thing that this bike doesn't have is it lacks a little bit of character in the storyline because it was just in such good shape.
Yeah.
Other than that, who could argue with an electric Star 500?
Yeah.
But
I'm digging the red on red, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna buy some tickets.
Are you?
A lot of tickets. I'm gonna increase my odds this
all right.
time. Last time I limped in.
Did you?
Yeah.
Hey, well, that would be pretty badass to deliver it right back to the shop.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're all boxed up, ready to go. Your axles are flashed over, but I'd give them 24 hours. But everything's ready to go.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
I even got your sippy cup back in here.
Yeah, so I don't spill on myself like a little baby. Well, thank you for everything.
Okay.
We'll catch you on the next one.
See you next time.
All right, guys, we are back from Fast Blast and Coat, and I cannot believe how amazing your parts came out. They started like, well, really ugly and trashy looking, and they came out like this. Concrete gray Cerakote, brushed logos. That is just a nail in the coffin on this build. Such a factory looking touch. Your hardware with the new dry slick coating came out really cool as well. It looks badass with the zinc bolts on it. It's gonna look even better against some vapor blasted parts that are going to encapsulate these hardwares. Truth be told, you almost can't tell the difference between this dry slick coating and the concrete Cerakote color. So that's cool. It's not too clashy. It doesn't look out of place or anything like that. I think it came out very nice. And I know how amazing it's gonna look when it's tucked into the bike. It's just gonna be a detail that subtly grabs your attention. Next up for me, it's time to start assembling your brakes. We need to press your steering stem back into your clamps. I'll probably have some behind the scenes stuff up on Instagram for you regarding those things. I also need to send out some of our suspension parts, some vapor blasted stuff, some concrete Cerakote stuff back to AHM so they can assemble all your suspension, send it back, and we'll hang it right inside of these badass clamps. As far as our next episode goes, episode 8, probably be back at Uncle Tony's Elite Moto Factory. We've been chipping away on your engine little by little as we have time together, so pretty sure we're gonna show you guys how to assemble the clutch side, idlers, kickstart, primary, shifting mechanisms, and if we can sneak it in, we'll go ahead and start doing the top end as well. A little bit of engraving, some squish. Having said all that, guys, thank you as always for being the most important part of these builds. Thanks to you, mXrevival continues to grow. Thank you so much for sharing what we are doing with your friends and family. It means the world to us. When I say us, I of course mean me and my amazing build team that helps me make this happen for you. This is an absolute treat to be able to do these giveaway bikes for you, literally building a dream company. So again, guys, thank you so much for everything you do, all the likes, all the shares, everything really stacks up and it means the world to me. Now, if you want to go ahead and keep the Hellfire party going, you can go ahead and check out this video right here. And if you still need to get entered to win Hellfire and all these MX parts giveaways, as well as donate to OMC Raceway, one of our country's oldest motorcycle clubs, you can go ahead and smash this little link right here. Until next week, guys, shred safe and I will see you soon.